What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Big Fight Field channel, where we speak the truth, we're honest, and we give our takes on the NFL. It is Wednesday, November 15th, 2023, and this is your Week 11 preview and predictions, NFL Week 11 predictions. Man, no offense to my team, the Miami Dolphins. They had a bye week last week, and even though they got a win without even snapping a football, last week was the best week of football this entire season. You're talking about crazy game after crazy game after crazy game. These games last week were unbelievable. That almost went down to the wire. You're talking about the Browns coming back over the Baltimore Ravens, getting the win. The Texans going to Cincinnati and upsetting the Cincinnati Bengals. Josh Dobbs doing what he's doing with the Minnesota Vikings. They are the hottest team in the NFL right now. Josh Dobbs is him. The Lions and the Chargers, potential game of the year. Lions win 41-38. Seahawks Commanders, crazy game. And then the dilemma from Monday Night Football. Are you kidding me? Week 10 of the NFL season was the best week of games so far this season. We still have lots of football to be played and some good ones, some good games this week. But man, so far, Week 10 takes the cake for best week of the NFL season so far. We got a lot of good games for Week 11. It's crazy that Thanksgiving is next week, man. I truly cannot believe that. After this week, we're already getting into Thanksgiving, and then it's crunch time. December, the last month before the playoffs begin. I can't believe how fast this season. I feel like I'm a broken record saying this every single week. I truly cannot believe how fast this season is going by so far. But there's a lot of football and a lot of important football to be played. And I'm so excited. We have a big week this week with the NFL. And we have a big week right here on the Big Fight Field channel. As you guys saw, possibly, I made an additional video yesterday with so much that's been going on in the AFC East. The Miami Dolphins didn't even step on the football field this week. The players were hanging out with their families and all that stuff. They benefited from what happened this weekend. Huge, because now they are winning the division by a game and a half over the Buffalo Bills and 2 games over the New York Jets. A perfect scenario for the Miami Dolphins. And those two teams, the Jets and the Bills, are playing each other this week as well. I have a lot to say about that matchup. So there's a lot to get into. I don't want to waste y'all's time. We have a busy week here on the channel. Obviously, we have this today. And the reason that this is today and not tomorrow is because tomorrow, for the first time since AEW Grand Slam, I'm going to be doing AEW content. And I'm so excited to be reunited with my friends, Wesley Williams and Cameron Johnson, to break down AEW Full Gear for you guys. Saturday night, we're going to be doing predictions Thursday night, tomorrow night. Raiders Dolphins preview on Friday, Full Gear review Saturday night, and then the reaction, the post game recap video for Raiders Dolphins on Sunday afternoon, right after the game. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. It's going to be crazy. Okay, so let's get into these games. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to get the easy games out of the way, and then we're gonna get the better games. We're gonna go deep. We're gonna talk and dissect each of these games. But let's get the easy games out of the way. Cowboys, Panthers. The Cowboys are on a roll. The Panthers are the worst team in the NFC. give me the Dallas Cowboys. Chicago Bears, Detroit Lions. If Justin Fields is back or not, I'm still taking the Lions. Right now, they're the best. I know the 49ers are back, but for me, honestly, the Detroit Lions are the biggest threat to the Philadelphia Eagles and the number one seed in the NFC. Give me the Lions at home over the Bears. Chargers Packers seems like a toss-up, but man, I just seeing Jordan Love in his last two drives against the Steelers, man, I don't know if he's a franchise quarterback. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't know Green Bay fans, and I am friends with a couple Green Bay fans on Twitter. So if you are watching this, I don't know if Jordan Love is the franchise quarterback for the Packers. Give me the Chargers on the road to get the win. It's a tough environment to play in, a cold weather game for the Chargers, but I don't trust Jordan Love. Cardinals, Texans. CJ Stroud has entered the MVP conversation. That's crazy to say, man. He has one interception on the entire season, and they're going to roll through the Cardinals, man. Give me the Texans at home, and they're going to advance their record to 6-4 on the season. Titans, Jaguars. This has to be a bounce back game for the Jaguars. Hopefully it's not. Would love to see the Titans beat them since they're very close with the Dolphins in the standings. But realistically, football caps on. This has to be a bounce back game for the Jaguars. I'm taking the Jags. Commanders, Giants, Commanders, Buccaneers, 49ers, and Seahawks, Rams. I don't know who the Rams are. I don't know their identity. Seahawks, they just find ways to win. They're exactly like the Pittsburgh Steelers, where they're a team that just finds ways to win. Give me the Seahawks on the road. It's okay. So those were our easy games. Let's get into the good games. And the first good game we're going to talk about is Thursday night. Big game. Big game. Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow, going to Baltimore to face Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. This is possibly the Cincinnati Bengals' last chance of possibly a division, at least getting close to the division, because you look at this AFC North division. You have the Ravens at 7-3. This is how good this division is. The Bengals are a great team, okay? This is how good this division is. The Ravens are 7-3. The Steelers are 6-3. The Browns are 6-3, and the Cincinnati Bengals are 5-4, and they're in last place. The Bengals are 5-4, and they're in last place. They really put themselves in a big hole, losing to the Houston Texans at home, because if they have to contend for a wild card, that is going to interfere them at the end of the season, because the Texans are going to have the head-to-head over the Cincinnati Bengals since they beat them. This is a big game. This is a must-win game for the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Ravens are coming off a devastating loss to a game they should have won against the Cleveland Browns. They were winning 31-17 in the fourth quarter and lost 33-31. That's a game they should have easily had in the fourth quarter. So both teams are going to be looking to right their wrong. But the Bengals, this is a must-win game. You lose this game, you're down 2.5 games in your division. And the Bengals still have to play the Steelers, the Jaguars, the Vikings, the Steelers again, the Chiefs, and the Browns. That's not easy, folks. That's a pretty difficult schedule, if you ask me. And if I'm going to be honest with you, right now, I trust Lamar Jackson and the Ravens more. I would honestly like to see the Cincinnati Bengals win this game, because if the Ravens lose and the Dolphins win, that's just another team that the Dolphins can leap over in the AFC standings. I don't want to be a 4 seed come playoff time. I don't want to have to play one of these AFC North teams, especially the Bengals or the Ravens. I would hate to play them in the first round. But for Thursday night, this is a big game. A big game. I'm taking the Ravens at home to bounce back on Thursday night. Then we get into the other AFC North matchup, the Steelers and the Browns. Now, these two teams are neck and neck. The Steelers, they just find ways to win. Okay, their offense is bottom 5 in the NFL. You watch Steelers games, it's like watching paint dry watching their offense. Kenny Pickett continues to have these above average games, yet he gets the job done every week. My uncle tells me, who's a Steelers fan, Kenny Pickett with another above average game, but against a mid team, and he gets the job done. The Titans and the Packers, back-to-back weeks. Now he goes on the road to face one of the best defenses in the AFC in the Cleveland Browns. Give me the Browns at home. The Browns are 4-point favorites. I think the Browns win this game by at least a touchdown. And I think, really, this division is going to come down to the Baltimore Ravens and the Cleveland Browns. Their defense is that good, man. They are really, really good. And they're even better at home. And in the fourth quarter, they were making Lamar Jackson look stupid. And this game, I don't think Kenny Pickett's going to do any damage. I really don't. Let's go to, honestly, I know I skipped over the game a little bit, but I need to talk about the Titans and the Jaguars. I feel like the Jags got a little bit of a reality kicked in. They got spanked by the 49ers. And I had the 49ers winning that game in a very close game, but I did not expect them to get spanked like they did from the 49ers. And it felt like a little bit of a reality check for the Jags. And now they have the Houston Texans breathing down their neck. For the Titans and Will Levis, I feel like he's getting to know, hey, this is not as easy as it was in your first game against the Atlanta Falcons. He looked bad. Bad against a really bad defense in the Buccaneers. And the Jags have to be careful. They can't lose these games that they should win. This is a game the Jags should win. At home against a rookie quarterback who's really struggling and is coming off his worst performance so far. The Jags, you look at their schedule, the Texans are not going to lose to the Arizona Cardinals. And next week, they play each other. A huge game next week. Jacksonville and the Texans. That's possibly for the AFC South. And the Jags, they have a juggernaut the next 4 games after the Titans. They end the season with Tampa Bay, Carolina, and Tennessee. But they're 4 games after this week against Tennessee. They got Houston, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and Baltimore. They have to win this game against the Titans. They just got humbled against the San Francisco 49ers. This is a game they have to win, the Jags. And for the Titans, I feel like it's just them coming down to reality. Will Levis is a rookie quarterback. He's going to make mistakes. And the offensive line for the Titans is not good. I think Josh Allen is going to have a great day for the Jags. Here we go. Jets, Bills. Somehow, the Bills are favored by 7 points in this game. And today, yesterday, to appease their fan base, because it kind of felt like they had to do something after what happened on Monday night. To appease their fan base, they fired Ken Dorsey. their offensive coordinator. And the quarterback coach, Joe Brady, has been upgraded to the offensive coordinator spot. And the quarterback coach is the guy that works specifically with the quarterback. So tell me how this makes sense. This guy, Joe Brady, specifically worked with Josh Allen through the first half of the season. And Josh Allen has thrown 11 interceptions, which leads the league in interceptions. He's leading the league in turnovers, and he's leading the league in interceptions. So tell me how it makes sense that you're going to upgrade the quarterback coach to the offensive coordinator. And don't get me wrong, Dorsey's play calling was a problem. Perhaps the game against the New York Giants on Sunday Night Football, where they only scored 14 points. The play calling against the Cincinnati Bengals, where they went they marched right down the field on the opening drive, and they didn't get a touchdown until basically garbage time in the fourth quarter to make it a one-possession game. He's a part of the problem, but for anybody justifying Josh Allen and his play right now, Ken Dorsey is not the one out there throwing interceptions. Ken Dorsey is not out there playing reckless football the way Josh Allen is. Josh Allen is not an elite quarterback. For Christ's sakes, folks, he's not even the best quarterback in the NFL whose name is Josh, okay? Time to come down to reality. And Trayvon Diggs, oh man, he's going off on Twitter, talking how his brother has to get out of Buffalo. 14 got to get up on out of there. Josh Allen wasn't even good until Stephon Diggs got to Buffalo. That is so true. And for Buffalo, when this all came crashing down was when, and I said it in the video yesterday, this all came crashing down for Buffalo when Brian Daboll got the head coaching job with the New York Giants. When he left, the offense fell off a cliff. And it's just the reality. They don't have any weapons outside of Stephon Diggs. And it's not good enough for Josh Allen. It's not good enough. But they will win this game because the Jets, they can't score touchdowns. Zach Wilson's abysmal. The offensive line's abysmal. And they passed up on Josh Dobbs at the trade deadline. And that's what they get. That's what they get for passing up on a quarterback that would have taken them to the playoffs. If the Jets, I believe, if they traded for Josh Dobbs at the trade deadline, they're a playoff team. Instead, Robert Saleh stuck with his loyalty, stuck with Zach Wilson, and his team is falling for it. And it's why at the end of the season, Robert Saleh is going to be fired, folks. So I don't care who wins this game. I'm going to take the Bills. It's probably a 1-20 game because right now you can't trust this Bills offense. You can't trust Josh Allen. So this is going to be a defensive game. And the great thing about it, folks, is this game is at 4:25 on CBS. So after the Dolphins game, I come on here, I do my post-game recap video. I talk about the Dolphins game against the Raiders. Hopefully it's a W, and I can go in the living room, kick my legs up, and watch these two teams batter each other for the Battle of the Mid. So I'm taking the Bills. And then Sunday night, I'm honestly so happy they kept this game on Sunday night. Joshua Dobbs and Mr. Minnesota going into Mile High to face the Denver Broncos on a 3-game winning streak. They're coming off back-to-back wins against the Chiefs and the Bills. The Denver Broncos have life. But you see, here's the thing. They're running into a force to be reckoned with. Josh Dobbs, this journeyman, is a good quarterback. He's just someone who needed the right situation, the right coaching, and the right system. Josh Dobbs is thriving in the system that he is in with Kevin O'Connell. And I'm telling you guys right now, Jet fans are sick that they did not trade for this man. They were 4-3 at the trade deadline. And Zach Wilson was not playing good. Of course, what's new? The Vikings got Josh Dobbs as soon as Kirk Cousins was done for the season, and Josh Dobbs is saving the Vikings season. And it's honestly, outside of my Miami Dolphins, it's my favorite thing in the NFL right now. Outside of the Miami Dolphins, which I'm always going to have as number one, Josh Dobbs is the best thing going on in the NFL right now. And if he keeps playing like this, and he takes the Vikings to the playoffs, my man is going to get paid in the offseason. I don't know if it's going to be from the Vikings, but someone is going to give him a bag, and it's going to be well-deserved. I'm honestly quite excited to watch this game just as a football fan, and I'm taking the Vikings. I'm not rolling off the Josh Dobbs train until they lose a game. The Pastronaut, his name is. I'm taking the Vikings. I can't jump off the jump off the Josh Dobbs train now. I like the Vikings. And then Monday night, big game. Eagles, Chiefs, Super Bowl rematch. Big game. This is going to get millions and millions of viewers because of not only football fans, but because of the Swifties as well. The Swifties are going to be all over this game, folks. I'm telling you right now. But from a football perspective, I'm taking the Eagles. I think they just feel some sort of bitterness after last year's defeat in the Super Bowl, where they had a great opportunity to win, and the Chiefs hit the game-winning field goal. The Eagles are going to be fired up, even in Arrowhead. The Eagles are going to be fired up to go out there and prove a point. And that's exactly what I think they're going to do. I'm taking the Eagles on Monday night over the Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm getting out of here. Those are your Week 11 NFL predictions. We went 8-6 last week. I'll take it. The previous week we went 9-5, which is the best one of the season. And that's all I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow night here on the Big Fight Fuel channel for AEW Full Gear preview and prediction. So for the wrestling fans of this channel, the wrestling content is back for this week at least. Full Gear this weekend. We're going to be doing predictions, myself and my friends, the co-host, Cameron Johnson and Wesley Williams, breaking down AEW Full Gear here on the channel Thursday night, tomorrow night. So hyped and excited. Be sure to subscribe, comment, hit the like, follow me on Twitter at Colin_Joseph, and I will see you guys tomorrow night with the AEW Full Gear 2023 preview and predictions. Have a good night, stay safe, and as always, stay classy. Have a good one. Peace. Fins up.